Wait a minute. You mean the guys from the podcast?
Yes. But it won't interfere with their schedule. They record on Thursdays.
It's me, Paul. What's up, Paul?
First off, I do not sound like I have a butt plug in my hiney like you just sounded. So don't even start with that. That's ridiculous.
Hey, welcome everybody. It's Bass and Brews. We've got Louis Monetti on tonight. Before we get to him, though, we've got a couple announcements. One, if you want to get involved on the Patreon, make sure to head over to our site. As of this recording, last week was our first time doing Last Call with Alex and Paul. It was a fucking blast. It was actually like really fun. Like no promotion bullshit. Like it was fun to sit there and chit chat with all the Brewskis live. It was cool as shit. We also have a sponsor for today's episode. This episode is sponsored by the Brielle, New Jersey Tourism Board. Hey, were you looking to go to somewhere famous, somewhere where they have a lot of famous artists, but you're fucking poor? Come to Brielle, New Jersey. It's the home place of the bass player to Incubus. So if you're looking for a really low budget vacation, Brielle, New Jersey, it's the place to be.
Yeah.
Are you from New Jersey, Louis?
I'm from Brielle, New Jersey.
What? No fucking way.
Did you not know that?
The ad. We got the ad at the same time. That's fucking crazy.
Did you not know that?
No, I knew it. I fucking Googled you.
All right. I hope
I
so.
also, Brielle is also one of those. Am I saying it wrong? I'm saying it right.
No,
right?
You got it.
I would hope so. I live in New Jersey. But up in North Jersey, you guys got some weird fucked up names. But I tried to look up something famous. And the only thing I could find other than gangsters and fucking criminals is that the bass player of Incubus is from there. So
is Buzz Aldrin died in Brielle, New Jersey.
Buzz Aldrin's dead?
No, he's still alive.
No.
Not Buzz Aldrin, the other one.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Neil.
No, that's not the right answer either.
Yeah, well, we're close enough. Look, the people want to hear about forward-facing sonar, so let's just go there.
That's it. We're only going to talk about fucking.
Well, this is a great podcast. This is a great podcast to talk about forward-facing sonar with a guy who doesn't even have a graph on his boat.
Yeah, no.
Good for you.
Until now, and that's why we're not going to talk about forward-facing sonar.
Oh, we have to talk about it. It is still. In the fishing world, I have never seen something that continues to continue like this fucking stupid forward-facing sonar shit. I mean, I'll tell you what, I have muted all of my Facebook groups because everything that pops up on a Facebook group related to fishing is about stupid forward-facing sonar. Yeah. And I am just so sick and tired of it. Look, either use it or don't, but find something else to bitch about, please. Yeah. You assholes can find something else to bitch about. I mean, seriously.
I know.
Golly.
I remember back in the day when we all grouped together to talk about the Guggen Squad. Like, why can't we get back to the old days of fishing where we're shitting on YouTube kids, right? Yeah. We need to make fishing great again and go back to shitting on that, not this fucking forward-facing sonar, which is the stupidest fucking thing. Real quick, before we go any farther, though, I told my kid, my 8-year-old, she was like, who's on the show tonight? I said it was this guy named Luis, and he used to live in New Jersey. And she goes, oh, we live in New Jersey. Does his fish look like this, too? Yes. And she drew a picture of a fish with fucking 4 eyes. And I was like, yeah, babe, like their fish are weirder up north than they are down south. So.
Hey, that's the kind of fish we catch down here at Sharon Harris at the nuclear power plant lake.
Yeah. Not when it used to have grass in it, but nowadays I hear that's the case.
Well, yeah, look, the fish are still there. The grass just brought all the fish up to that 10 to 12 foot mark, and it made them easy to fish because you had a grass line to throw at and the fish were there. And now you got to damn work for those fish, and they are assholes. Those fish are assholes, but they're there. You got to work for them. But if you figure it out, you can catch some giants there. I mean, they've been catching them the last couple of weeks. They're moving up, starting to eat a spinnerbait a little bit. But hey, Alex, did we read the February 2nd and February 24th reviews that we got?
Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe we
No,
did.
we talked about the one on February 24th. We're not going to read it, but we need to announce this on this podcast. Guys,
yes,
women's, all you fine folks out there, go leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
Not because it helps the podcast. Even Apple says that reviews do not help your podcast in the algorithm. It doesn't matter. We just want y'all to be part of the show. So go leave us a 5-star review and write the absolute worst review you could absolutely write. All right. But it's got to be 5 stars. Corn-fed 80 or corn-fed 84.
We did that one.
You're an asshole.
Already.
I'm reiterating on this. You're an asshole.
Hey,
they left a review and 1 star says not even about fishing. You know what? I don't care. We announced that this show isn't about fishing. And if you listen to 4 episodes and then wrote that, you're an asshole. You know what? If you're in a boat, I hope that bitch sinks, and I hope you get struck by lightning.
Again, my favorite part about that is he specifically said he listened to 4 episodes. I want to know what 4 episodes. Like, did he listen to the Bigfoot episode? Because he's going to be fucking really disappointed in that one. Did he listen to the Green Beret episode? Because that was a dope episode. We really didn't talk about fishing at all. We
had a fucking Green Beret on. Why would we talk about fishing when we have a Green Beret, a 12-year Green Beret veteran who's now flying fucking Chinooks? Why would we talk about fishing on that? But you know what? Tonight, we have a bona fide real angler on tonight.
Well,
we're going to talk about some fishing.
I am here. You're right. Thank you.
To hear about forward-facing sonar. Let's be real.
You came here to. All right. Great. Well, you have it. Alex and I don't. So Alex is going to give you really shitty opinions.
That's what you should.
Alex,
you should have kicked me. Yeah. So forward-facing sonar, everybody. We're going to talk about. Dude, that's the last thing I want to talk about. I don't.
Well,
dude,
all right.
We can shoot the shit about whatever the hell y'all want to shoot the shit about because
stop, Paul.
Stop. Damn it, Alex. Let me do it. Stop. I'm sorry, Luke. Look, we're like your divorced parents that still live together.
That's fine.
And can't get along, but we sleep in the same bed and we're both on Tinder. And it's just it is a very dysfunctional podcast. So, here we are. But hey, Alex, any more announcements before our introduce our guest for tonight?
No, that's it. Did I cover them all? Oh, and if you want to, actually, we had some people. I take that back, Paul.
Oh yeah, you got to read the email. Yeah, we got an email.
So also, if some folks, because Spotify doesn't allow you to leave reviews, so I drunkenly told people to email us reviews, and I forgot about it. So let me make sure.
Bass and Brews Podcast at gmail.com. You can leave us a review on that, or you can just email us with whatever you want to email us to that email, and we will post and read it on the internet.
Yep. So this comes from Dan. Dan says, well, where to start? One claims to be the greatest fucking firefighter that ever was, an expert outdoorsman for camping, only if there is a Buc-ee's nearby. Then the midget claims to be the greatest dwarf that ever was in The Wizard of Oz. I don't know shit about fishing or tying a fucking knot, but their credit, the show is entertaining in the LSD kind of way. But still, after you listen to it for a while, you may want to drive off a bridge over a river besides fishing it. But on closing, I'll say, this old fat ass and the midget are pretty damn funny. The end. Hey, Dan, it seemed like you were drinking heavily during this email, and I'm all for it.
I love it. I love it.
That's good.
Yeah, and again, you guys can say whatever.
Speaking of LSD, Louis, do you smoke cigarettes?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this question is for Alex.
Yes.
Alex, have you ever cut the filter off of your cigarettes to smoke them?
You mean like cut them in half or all the way?
Well, I mean, No, just cut the filter off and to get the true tobacco pull.
Yep. I have. Yes, I have.
What happens when you do that versus smoking it through a filter?
It's a lot more harsh. So we would get these trash cigarettes.
I didn't ask for a fucking story. I just want to know the difference.
There you go. There you go. The difference is foreign countries have garbage cigarettes, and sometimes when you look at the filter, they are very peppery. And I don't know what the fuck's in that filter, so I would.
So they're reusing filters. They're picking up all the filters off the ground to smoke cigarettes and sticking them back onto new cigarettes.
Some of them look that way, so we would just snap them off and smoke them, no filter. Yeah.
Got to be hard up.
What's with all like the best fishermen out there being on something?
Oh, explain. You're gonna have to. We don't know what you're talking about.
Brian Thrift. His nickname Smoked.
Smoke, right. Yeah. Well, he's from the Carolinas, so Mountain Dew and cigarettes. I mean, that's why he's skinny.
Yeah. I just have this running theory that all the greats are on something.
Not necessarily a hard drug, but they have some kind of addiction to something.
I think KVD does Adderall and he doesn't need it, and that's why he's so successful. Like, to be honest, right? Like, I think.
Yeah, I got Kevin on Adderall as well. One of the softer ones. We all know Ike has a good time.
Ike.
Oh yeah, he's the one.
Sure,
Ike
is on booger sugar. He's on booger sugar consistently.
Ike is a guy who takes Benadryl and it has the opposite effect. It doesn't make him sleepy. It hypes him up.
Yeah.
Listen, I've heard that Ike's pinky nail is 9 inches long. You only have a nail that long if you're into Boogie Nights booger sugar. So, who else would be on?
What's your vice there, Louis?
You see, I think that's why I kind of suck these days.
You don't have a vice?
I gotta find mine. I don't know. LSD might. I mean, that could do it. Be the first one.
So would you do acid or would you do shrooms if you went on the psychedelic route?
After last week's episode, this is where we're at now. Okay.
Shh.
I've heard good things about shrooms, but they sketch me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing like eating cow shit shrooms.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
I feel like
know.
I don't do drugs. I can't do drugs. I'm scared to death of doing drugs.
I feel like if anybody's on shrooms, I actually think it's Seth Feider. I think he is on shrooms consistently.
He's a smoker.
Yeah. Well, I think he smokes cigarettes and weed, but I also think that he does shrooms.
Smoking adds the cool effect, though.
Hey, did they have a drug testing program in Bass, Louis?
Not that I know of.
Oh, they'd be all out. Like,
So, we've had this conversation about if professional bass anglers are athletes, and I've always said yes, they are. But if there's no drug testing involved, no drug testing or no performance enhancing drug testing, I'm not sure that they're athletes unless they get tested.
Listen, maybe that's why KVD bowed out, because they're going to start drug testing, and he knew that he was only successful when he was stealing 16-year-olds, ADHD pills.
I think there's a lot of guys on the Mary Jane. A lot of
100%.
Hey, you know what? And there's not a problem with that. That shit is like alcohol. It should not be illegal.
Yeah, no. If it helped me, I'd smoke weed. Yeah, 100%. But I hate it. I wish I liked it.
It's really funny because
it tastes like fucking burnt grass.
Just hearing you talk for the first time sounds like you've tested it out multiple times weekly.
Hey, your hair
was weekly. But
your hair,
multiple
Louis, your hair says weed smoker.
Well, you see, the problem with that is I only get my hair cut by my mom. Y'all say what you want about me for that.
Sure.
And I only see her so often. And I really screwed up by not taking advantage of Christmas. So, yeah.
Hey, I hate getting haircuts. I go to Great Clips, a.k.a. Marginal Clips.
That's what I need.
And the shit is in the damn system. It's in the system. And they say, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, whatever the computer says. And I swear to God, it's never the same haircut.
Right.
Ever.
Right. That's what I'm scared of.
My favorite when going to those places is they'll ask me a lot of questions that are very technical. I think they're technical, where they're like, do you want the back rounded off or squared off? And I consistently go, just don't make me look fucking stupid.
So do you get squared? Do you square around it?
I don't
I have
fucking
no
know. Yeah. Lou's never had his fucking hairline squared at all, obviously, from the hair poking out the sides. Right now, he looks like an extra in a Willy Wonka fucking movie.
He does.
Hair.
Yeah.
Look,
Lou,
Lou,
dude, I can fly away right now.
Lou, I'll tell you what, man. There are women out there nowadays that would pay big money for your eyebrows.
Oh.
That's news to me.
You should go get your eyebrows. I don't know how they do it, but you should get those you should get a wax or whatever and get fake Louis Monetti eyebrows and start selling Louis Monetti eyebrows. And I guarantee you your eyebrows would be on so many women.
It's not a bad idea.
And they wouldn't even have to sit on your face.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can make some extra dough. You know what? That could get you. Yeah, $1 million. You could be you wouldn't have to worry about money ever again if you started selling Louis Monetti eyebrows.
You could have all the forward-facing sonar all around your fucking boat, all paid for by eyebrows.
Hey, see, as an aspiring pro, I've looked up every avenue to make the extra buck.
Yeah, dude.
And I've done the Google search. What does a kidney cost? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, look, here's how you do it. You sell your eyebrows, you sell your bath water, and you start some kind of OnlyFans page.
The bath water. Hey,
I would see. Here's my best theory. I can't bring myself to do it, obviously, and this is 90%. I'll say like 92% joke.
Oh,
but you want to talk about getting sponsorships? What if I came out and cut my good friend Jimmy off downstairs and came out as this is my push to be sponsored? I'm the first trans fisherman. 2024.
That would maybe. It would maybe play. I don't think it would actually work. I think that's the wrong crowd for this.
Yeah, I do too.
I think you need to sell your eyebrows. That's what I'm saying.
Logistically speaking, this is out there. I know. I think.
Yeah, I don't think that crowd would play for it. I think the bathwater is a better one.
Have you not heard about Bassmast Her?
No.
You all heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is great. So there's this new initiative with Bassmaster they're making, and they're like covering all the women who fish, all like 7 of them. Mm-hmm. 7 is incredibly generous, by the way. It's like 2, but they're covering them like especially and trying to promote females in fishing. And it's called Bassmast Her.
Yeah, they had an article out a couple months ago. I remember seeing that.
That's so cute.
Look, I tell you what, at some point there's going to be a woman that comes on the scene and starts wrecking them.
Yeah.
It's going to happen at some point.
So me and Paul are on the kayak side, and you have Christine Fisher.
Paul and I.
She's done.
Who just fucking hammers them left and right. Yeah. There's got to be one on the boat side eventually that's going to break through.
I bet it'd be her. Put her in the front of the boat. She'll do it.
I guarantee you, she's got a damn good. And you got Stephanie Hemphill. I think it's Hemphill. Yep. It's not Stephanie Hemphill. I can't remember her last name, but Stephanie and MPFL. She has some good finishes last year. You got some that are going to come up. Look, there's a bunch of them coming up through the high school ranks right now that can make some noise in 10 years. Where you came up through. Speaking of high school, Lou, what is the journey?
Fucking segue.
What is the journey that has brought you to here where you are today? Your fishing journey that has got you here, because you've got one of the most interesting stories of anybody we've ever had on here from a fishing standpoint.
All right, I'll give you the Spark Notes version of how I got here, and then I'll give you the Lewis's advice to the kids, which is
do drugs.
Yeah, do drugs. What's the dick on? All right, I didn't say that.
Find a drug that you really like and do it and fish, and you'll be famous.
Yeah,
Fucking
pretty much.
Luis's advice is, hey, if you want to get famous, do a shit ton of drugs.
No, just find one. Find one good one.
I want to get good at it, just like fishing. So, no, my dad started me fishing young, saltwater fishing, stripers, bluefish, the whole nine. And I want to say it was 4th or 5th grade. I had a buddy. I was addicted then, saltwater. And I had a buddy who was like, man, you got to come bass fishing. I said, that sounds like the most freaking fruitiest freaking, I want to catch something that pulls. I want to catch something big. I ain't doing that crap. He said, now you're coming. Went to the pond. I was into it. But I was hooked instantly, the drug, the whole nine.
Where was this? Where did this start with the saltwater and then the bass fishing?
New Jersey.
Okay,
nice. New Jersey. Yeah.
Hey, before you go any farther, did you eat the bluefish?
Oh, hell no. Shark bait.
Shark bait.
I fucking love it, dude. I love it. It's like dudes in like Mass and New York will eat bluefish, right? Like fuck no, that shit is strictly catch and release. Like
no.
Lou, how good of shark bait would largemouth bass be?
All right, I got a story on that.
Hell yeah! Let's get all the shitty email. Let's get all the mean emails. Let's tell us what's the story.
So he was using Ford
Alex,
sonar.
Shut the fuck up and let him tell the story. Jeez.
I am.
No.
Shut up, Paul.
So I was probably like 15 or 16. I was just getting probably 15, hardcore getting into bass fishing. That's when 14 is when it started, and 15 is when I was bad into it. And we went to my aunt's place down in Georgia for Thanksgiving or something, or maybe it was June for a wedding or something. And we're down there, and there's this shark fishing off the pier. There is everything. These guys' lives revolve around shark fishing off the pier, and all different kinds of weird baits. They're using other sharks. They're throwing stingrays out there, the whole nine. And remember, like this is peak Louis, like freaking addicted to bass fishing. I hold the bass like here, like he has, he's everything to me. And I'm sitting on this pier. This is like one of my first encounters with rednecks. And we're sitting on the pier. Guys are all shark fishing. Saying, oh, Jimmy, man, I got the best bait we ever seen. You never tried this? It's fresh caught today. So, okay. And everybody gathers around, check out what kind of bait. Y'all got to see this. He opens up his cooler. It's freaking 8.5 pounder. Biggest bass I ever seen. It's bored. I shit my pants.
Jersey? Where the hell did he find that? That's like a state record in Jersey.
No. Oh, I know. This was down in Georgia. Yeah, I caught it.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah. It was at the time it was the biggest bass I've ever seen in my life, and he was stiff as a board in a damn cooler, about to get thrown out for shark bait.
How did he hook him? Did he cut him? Yeah. Was it cut bait, or did he put the whole 8-pounder hooked on there?
I didn't see what happened after that. I just saw him open the cooler, and I saw that fish, and it was like nothing I'd ever seen. It was unbelievable.
That's some Georgia shit right there for real too. Some guys at his buddy's pond catching fucking 8-pounders for shark bait.
Yeah, it was wild.
So your story, your dad took you saltwater fishing. Your buddy said, "Let's go bass fishing." You said, "That's stupid." You went bass fishing. You fell in love. Yeah. Where did it take you from there?
So then I was always super competitive kid. Always liked to beat people at something. But I'm not a very athletic person. Sucked at sports.
We can tell. We can tell by the hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so
he's got skateboarder hair.
He does.
So I had to get in tournaments and start up in youth leagues. And back then it was the New Jersey Nation Youth. And there was no high school in Jersey at the time. It was the seniors and the juniors, and that was it. And from there, so it was really cool. From there, I got that we had volunteer boat captains. Nobody in Jersey had a freaking bass boat. You had volunteer boat captains with bass boats that the guy who ran the youth trail just called his buddies and said, "Hey, come on, help the youth."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so I got to know these guys really well, really just had clicked with them well. And when I was 16, I fished the high school trail, but I got really tight with them guys, and I found out you could fish adult clubs in the Bass Nation starting at 16. And so I went and started fishing that club in the Bass Nation, Hook Bassmasters in Jersey, and the Bass Nation as a co-angler. And I'd have my freaking poor mother. She's the best person on earth. I'd have her drive me to God knows where, God knows when. Or I'd hop in an Uber to some 50-year-old dude's house to go right up to freaking Oneida Lake for the weekend.
Awesome.
You know, like it was like probably 15, 25 to 60-year-old guys, and then 16-year-old me.
How did it? So tell me about this. You hollered at an Uber to come pick you up at 4:00 in the morning to go take you to the boat ramp. And when he shows up, you're sitting out there with a couple handfuls of rod and reels and a big ass tacklebacks. What does he start looking around like? Where the fuck are we going to put all this shit? Dude, like, did any of them say, "What are we doing here?"
All the time. Dude, it was. I was insane. I was.
And being in Jersey, they probably had no idea what the fuck you were doing either. They're like, "We're going to where again? A boat ramp?"
Yeah. Oh hell no! Some dirt ramp in freaking Mercer County. Like what the hell are we doing? Yeah. It was wild. But
you're probably a legend in the New Jersey Uber and Lyft world.
Probably with a duffel bag full of tackle. Yeah, that was probably a nightmare. Oh shit! No, but that was, dude. But I was back to the kids thing. I suggest every freaking kid on the world do that. Get in the club. Get your parents to let you do it. They're good people. I truly believe that without that, I think. Forget forward-facing sonar. Not to get on a soapbox. This is not the place for that. But I'm getting on a soapbox real quick. I think that the biggest problem in fishing today isn't forward-facing sonar. It isn't hurting the fisheries. It's not, this, that. It's none of that shit. I think the biggest problem is the fact that there's the club aspect is gone. The club, the nation club aspect is gone. And I think there's so much to be learned from that you don't get showing up to the Tuesday Wildcat or the Saturday, freaking $100,000 derb, the local wild. Those guys are out for blood, dude. When you're in a club, they're there to help you. They're there to help the new guy. And
I think,
no,
I think you're spot on that. I think that's like people have become so competitive with it that it's pushing out the younger generation because everybody's so ultra competitive, right? Yeah. And not everybody had a bass fishing father or any adult in their life, right? Or uncle or aunt or whoever, right? So now when there's young kids trying to learn, they go to YouTube, right? Which is cool. That's awesome. Go to that. But when you try to do it in real life, like everybody's just like, I'm just gonna fucking take your money and you can go fuck yourself. Yeah. Like there's no it's not helping.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I started fishing in a club. I fished a club for 2 years, Alamance County Bassmaster Club in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I fished with those guys. I was one of 2 non-boaters. The other non-boater was a guy's dad.
I think I was 1 of 3.
Yeah. and I got to fish with a bunch of those guys, and the club president was one that I fished with a bunch, and he's one of the best anglers I've ever fished with. He was really good, and he fished how I like to, so I learned a lot. And then I moved to South Carolina. I didn't fish for 10, 12 years. When I moved back to North Carolina in 2019, in the end of 2020, I wanted to start fishing again a lot because I'm up here around Sharon Harris and Jordan and Falls, in the Raleigh area. And so I start looking at bass clubs to join. Well, the majority of the clubs around here didn't take non-boaters anymore. And the reason they said, we had so many problems with non-boaters. So you got 2 things there. Is one, you got non-boaters that show up and they, fuck up other people's boats and they don't pay money. And I can understand that. But the really good clubs around here, at least the ones I reached out to, and I'm not saying I reached out to all of them, but the ones I reached out to didn't take non-boaters. And that's what led me into the kayak side. Because I wanted to tournament fish. I wanted to compete, and I just couldn't find that. That led me into the biggest reason that led me into the kayak side is I could go out and compete.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that you bring that up because you're much younger than us. What are you, 25?
24.
24. So, you know,
way.
Alex and
No
I,
way.
yeah.
You look
Alex
at
and
least
I-
48.
Alex and I are
Take
quite a
his
bit
time.
older than you. And and to hear you say that, I mean, we're talking about 6 years ago, 10 to 6 years ago, that from that time period, you're saying that the Bass Nation and that non-boater and the club aspect of fishing is disappearing, I guess. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth or
Dying.
whatever. But that's crazy that's the thing where the Bass Nation and FLW, when I fished, you know, there were a lot of clubs leaving Bass to go to the FLW side of it. So you had two really big trails that you could go fish as a club and have non-boaters with the boaters and stuff. So that's interesting. You say you're missing that.
I'm super passionate about it just because I know how much I took from it.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to do it the right way from them guys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think you got a lot of guys that are coming up that don't know how to do it the right way. They don't respect other guys' water. They don't respect the ethics of the sport, and they just are sneaky, snarky. They buy waypoints. I won't name names, although I should. And they don't
Jacoby, we're coming for you, Jacoby.
And
no, I think so. So what do you think about what's his name? McKinney, right?
Yeah.
The kid who just 19 years old.
Yeah.
Popped off a win. Like that's
think
insane.
It's insane. It's unprecedentedly insane.
Yeah.
That whole tournament what was there, like 8 people in the top 15 that were 21 or younger or something like that? Crazy.
Yeah. And all in the Century Club. All in the Century Club.
Absolutely.
Too.
Well, I think that's a really just a freaking a right, not right place, right time. I don't mean to like discredit him. But you take a kid who has probably been, you know, his formative years in fishing have been with forward-facing sonar on the front deck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it is the dominant technique.
Thanks, Blockhead.
And he essentially, even though he's only 19 years old, he's been on the cutting edge of it, and he's got an advantage because he grew up in a digital world.
Hey, I'm going to cut you off real quick because
of course you are,
because this is leading me into the other step that you took. You came up fishing the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You came up fishing, having high school tournaments. When I was in high school, there where I was from in the Carolinas, there was no high school clubs to fish.
Right.
You know, there were a few college clubs. NC State had a bass fishing club when I was there. So now you're getting these kids that are able to competitively fish starting in high school, and then they go to college and they're on a club team, and that's what you did at UNC Charlotte. So you fished in nations, you fish your local clubs. Did you fish in high school? Did you have a high school team?
So like I said, when I first started fishing youth, it was my freshman year of high school, and there was no Jersey high school trail. It didn't exist at the time. By the time of my junior year, I guess I would have been 16 or 17. They did. It started that year, and I fished 1 year of it. Came in second place in the state championship. The first place team didn't want to go, so we went to the national championship. It was the first team ever from Jersey. Got freaking curb stomped bad. Shit kicked in.
Yeah.
That was my wake up call, and I kind of said, fuck this high school fishing thing. I don't like it. I don't like that daddy's out there driving kids around. I don't like any aspect of it at all. I don't like that my buddy's driving me around. I want to do this myself. I got a boat. That same year, my mom bought me the legendary old girl that's still mine.
We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, we can get there. But my senior year of high school, I said, fuck this. I said, I'm fishing the club. I'm devoting myself to it. And I'm fishing by myself, and I'm learning how to fish from the front deck. I was over the high school thing after 1 year. So yeah.
All right.
I was over.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
And so how did you get to UNC Charlotte into fishing in there? Because Jersey to Charlotte, most people from Jersey go to the University of New Jersey at Duke, and
Right.
you luckily did not go there. You went to UNC Charlotte. How did you get into the club scene at UNC Charlotte?
So it's basically through a friend of a friend, I found out that Charlotte had a fishing team. I was such a bass nerd at the time. I knew I wanted to get into college fishing. I was gonna do it. I was gonna college fish somewhere. That was the bottom line. It was just a question of where. I liked the fact that it was you. It wasn't coached or none of that crap. Well, it is in some situations, but
right.
I got attracted to Charlotte because at the time they were really successful. Jake Whitaker had just won the national championship and come off his second bracket appearance, and Hugh had graduated 2 or 3 years prior. And so there were some guys that came out of Charlotte, and they were still relevant and still really good. And so when I graduated high school, or while I was looking at colleges, I thought about Charlotte. I had a friend of a friend who was actually on the club. Went and checked it out, and he told me, look, we don't have a coach. We fund ourselves. We do it our own way, but we have a dang good time, and we do it our way. Like, there's no one that tells us what to do.
That's how you picked your college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And side note, in all reality, by far the cheapest option at any other out-of-state school.
He picked the 3 F's to go to college: fishing, fun, and fucking.
Yeah, we failed on I guess only the third.
All right.
Well, we're successful.
It's different when you play football or basketball. You're sought after by the women. When they, what do you do? Oh, I fish here. Oh,
yeah.
I let her in fishing.
Yeah.
No, it's a club sport. It's
no
not.
good.
People,
Right,
yeah.
so-
Anyway, we get on that. So you go down to
Yeah.
UNC Charlotte to start fishing. Was that your freshman year? You got into the fishing scene?
Oh yeah,
When
it
you
was.
went to-
I was the annoying kid. I mean, like looking back on it, I was I was a pain in the dick. Like I was the kid who showed up to the meeting and was asking all the questions from the Yankee, of course. Like I was the hated kid there, and I deserved at the time. I was like, I don't know why these guys won't accept me, but I deserved to not be accepted. Like I would have hated myself too. And it wasn't until I, kind of proved that I could catch a bass that the guys brought me in, and then I slowly became Southern and realized I wasn't going back. And just
What a shame.
yeah,
What a shame.
kind of just fished my ass off for 4 years. I mean, that's part of the reason why the third F didn't work out so well, is I lived on the lake. I mean, I lived on the lake.
You're telling me that when your boat pulls in, there's not just a fucking sea of ladies waiting for you at the pier.
So just to be clear,
they're laughing at his boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, can we wakeboard off that? And you're like, no, baby, I got chatterbaits.
I got a bass to catch. Yeah. And those are the college years, man. It was fun. It was a lot of, like you said, a lot of fishing, a lot of fun, but a lot of work too. I mean,
yeah.
I was not a handout kid. I mean, my mom helped me out with the boat, and outside of that, my dad helped me out with my first car, and it's kind of been it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And
Your car? Were you pulling your boat with a car?
So I'll give you this is good stuff. Totaled my first car. It was a Ford Escape.
Yeah,
V6.
you're from New Jersey. You're from New Jersey. You guys are trash drivers.
Yeah, piece of shit V6 Ford Escape that I towed the boat with. Totaled it. Then I bought a piece of shit Lincoln MKX. The engine exploded on, and like a month into me owning it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and then I bought a.
Was it black?
No, white.
Oh, okay, I've never seen a white MKX. They're always black, man.
Yeah, piece of shit, man. Then I bought a 03 Ford Explorer for like $3,200. With V6.
But it had the tow package.
No, hell no. I had to put it on.
No.
And yeah, I drove that thing for probably 5 years, 4 years, a long time. That thing towed the Ranger from St. Lawrence to here to Toledo Bend to Gunnersville to Kentucky Lake to Harris Chain of Lakes. I mean, that thing was everywhere. And
fucking crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. So Paul's peeing right now. So this is my.
I'm not going to be far behind him.
yeah, it's all right. This is my insert. We've talked about fishing a lot, and we're the fishing podcast that doesn't talk about fishing. So,
fuck fishing.
Yep. So I'm gonna give you. Do you know the game Marry, Fuck, Kill?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Obviously.
I'm gonna give you 3 options.
Okay.
And you've gotta answer the question. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So Bigfoot.
Okay.
Loch Ness.
Okay.
Or aliens.
No. You gotta specify. No, you gotta specify.
No, I don't. It's my podcast. I don't have to specify shit.
I'm very, very up to the times. You gotta give me an alien.
It would be I mean, similar to God, it's clicking the wrong. It'd be this.
All right.
So wait,
I don't even know if he was born. I don't know if he was born when that movie came out.
He was not.
But I know it. I don't know why I know it.
All right. So you have that, and then for Loch Ness, this is your option.
That's not Loch Ness. That's Bigfoot.
All right. Marrying. I'm absolutely marrying Bigfoot.
My man.
Absolutely.
This is what he loves. He loves it. He loves it.
Absolutely. No questions asked. Marrying Bigfoot. Fuck.
Oh, it gets tough here. Loch Ness.
You got to kill the Loch Ness monster. There's an aspect of that you say you killed it. Like, okay. I'm that dude.
You put that one on the wall.
And you're fucking the alien because it's the most similar to a human.
What?
We did have a way better looking alien.
This is not similar at all.
But if he had deleted the alien from Species, I mean, she was super hot.
I know.
She had real boobies.
Very much depends on the alien. Now.
It does depend on the alien. Yeah.
Okay, since we're done with Alex's stupid ass game now, let's get back to your fishing journey because we're leading up to you having one of the greatest stories in fishing over the last at least 10 to 15 years.
It's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure, and he better not fuck the story up, or he's going to ruin it himself, and it's not even going to be Alex or I's fault. Your senior year, you end up going on an absolute wrecking spree. You're like Miley Cyrus, swinging in on a fucking wrecking ball your senior year.
Yeah.
Take us through you being Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball in college fishing your senior year.
So I fished my whole college career solo. That was my deal. I fished alone out of a piece of shit boat. That was what I did. That's just how it went. And the fall before my junior year, I fished all 4 with the goal of trying to do something in team of the year, and I fucked it up. I sucked ass. And my senior year, fall, is the greatest revelation that's ever happened. I was sitting on a porta potty at a boat ramp at 1:00 in the morning, taking a shit, and I had the realization that me and my buddy Michael, who is now my roommate, who's upstairs doing God knows what, we needed to fish together. And Michael hadn't started fishing 2 years, 3 years prior. Just started, and we were just club tournament buddies. We kicked everybody's ass at Charlotte, got together, jumped in the college series, and just it clicked. I mean, it just clicked. It was one of them years where just nothing went wrong all year. Every decision was the right one. Everything worked perfectly. It was awesome. It was great. I'm a very momentous fisherman. Like when it goes good, it goes.
That is a fucking terrible story. What I need you to tell us is what did you do your senior year? What did you do your senior year
Other than fish?
No, God almighty, Louis, Jesus. Oh my fucking God. Your senior year, what did you do? You qualified for the fucking classic. You qualified for the elites.
Michael.
You won the national championship. Like, that's what we're trying to get. Why do I have to tell? Why could you not lead yourself into that?
Luis's story better.
Yeah. See, the specifics, the accolades get old. So Michael, I'll
100%.
Since you want it, I'll give it to you. Michael and I shit on everybody in the college series. We won the team of the year, which is the college equivalent of angler of the year, which gave us a berth into the Bassmaster college bracket, which splits us up into 8 boats, us and the top 3 finishers from the Natty. And I ran train day after day after day through that. And fished the classic, fished all the opens. That's what happened.
And Alex, I just sent you a picture. Put that picture, save it, and so you can post it. This is, so we talked about earlier about the boat.
Works,
you
Paul.
mentioned
Hold
your
on,
boat.
Fucking Paul. That's not how it works. I'm not your fucking lap boy.
I would do it, but I don't know how. Anyway, then you do it while I talk to Louis.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Louis the 16th here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Alex, while Alex gets the picture of this boat up, because for the folks that haven't seen it, you'll need to go to YouTube to see this, or just do what I did and go to Google and search Louis Monetti boat, and you will see the boat that he came up. First of all, this is his boat. It's a Ranger.
Yeah.
The seats have 0 leather on them. It's just the padding, and he's got children-sized life jackets in the seat. So what made this amazing is y'all went on this run in your boat. That is, tell us the age of the boat, about the boat. They can look at the picture, but because here's the deal. This boat this isn't your $80,000, $100,000 Ranger that he's fishing out of. He doesn't have a bunch of graphs on. I can't see the front, but he's got looks like a little 7-inch, maybe Lowrance in the console. And his seats literally have 0 covering on them. It's just the foam. And the engine looks like it's the original engine. Tell us about this boat, because you did this competing against guys that were fishing out of some real ass damn rigs.
Yeah, it's a 17-foot 96 R72, 115 horsepower, like you said, original engine, original trolling motor, freaking Walmart batteries, Allure Rance HGS Gen 2. I mean, nothing at all serious. I mean, honestly, even better than the boat were our rods and reels. It's as ragtag as it could possibly get. I'm talking like $70. Go.
Time out for a minute. No, hold on. Headed back up there. I gotta take a 10-minute break. I'll be up there. You guys keep going, but I'll be gone.
Don't worry. We're not going to sit here in silence and wait on you. You look like a damn short lumberjack in your fucking flannel shirt too.
No,
so all right, well, tell us about the rod and reels, because maybe I've heard this story. I haven't. You said you're running around on some like Walmart $70 combos.
Basically, I had all of the original reels that I bought when I was 14 and I first started bass fishing. Those are my reels. I'm talking Daiwa Tatulas when the Tatula came out in like 2015. I had like 6 of those. I had what else? So Bass Pro Shops has a rod called the Fish Eagle. I don't know if you've ever seen this rod. It's a green rod. And at the time, college programs got 50% off through Bass Pro if they had a college fishing team. And so we got 50% off on Bass Pro products at Bass Pro. And so I had like 4 or 5 of these Fish Eagle green $70 rods that I got for $35. And then just ragtag shit that I had over the years. And the funniest thing is that I didn't give a shit about that. I skimped out. Like, if I need a new rod, I went and got another Fish Eagle. I went and got this, that, or the third. But like, dude, that year, part of what I thought would give me success, which luckily did, was being anal as shit about my tackle. And so like, I was running all this shitty equipment, and night before the tournament, putting brand new fluorocarbon on, putting freaking $10 treble hooks on my crankbaits. Like I'm talking like minty. Everything past the reel was like tier. But reel, rod, boat, yeah, no, it was ragged. I mean, Frog Tog, rain gear, dude, we were balling on a budget. It was.
Hey man, you look, Frog Togs, they don't hold up well. Like they rip easy and shit like that. But man, you're gonna pay $25 for some Frog Togs, and they will keep your ass dry. I mean, they ain't gonna get saturated. They're gonna keep you dry the whole time. They just don't hold up a long time. No. The whole part of why I want to talk about this though, the boat, and then you talked about the reels and shit, is that you showed that you don't have to have the $100,000, the $80,000, the brand new bass boat with all the shit on it. You know, you did what you did on a ragtag boat with some ragtag gear. You just went out there and fished. Did that tournament, did that end of the year where you made that run, did it just set up perfectly for how you fished? Was there luck? Like how did everything set up? Because and I'll give it right now, we're about to start March Madness with basketball, and you hear about teams that do really good at the beginning of the year, they peak too early. And that's one thing that you hear in sports is teams peaking too early. And then you have these teams that played good, decent throughout the year, but then they peak at the right time. They peak during the tournament and they make those runs. Yeah. Did it just, everything just set up for you to peak at the right time to be able to make that run?
It's hard to say no, right? Because it did. You can't say yes or no. I can't say yes or no with any certainty, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What I can say is that knowing myself and my history and how I've fished for a long time, I'm streaky. I mean, anybody who says that there's no such thing as momentum in fishing, to me, I want to hit in the face, because there is. And I am the most living proof of it. When I'm fishing like shit, man, it's bad as it gets.
It's terrible.
I make the right decision. I lose every fish that bites. It's terrible. When I'm fishing good, I'm really, really good. I don't say that to be cocky. Because the flip side of the coin is when I suck, it's bad. But that was just one of those times, man, where I feel like I how do I put this? The way I've always looked at it in my head is I've gotten like up to these. Fishing's a weird deal. You'll probably understand where I'm going with this. It's a weird deal in that I've found the better you get and the more you learn and the more experience you gain, for certain periods of time, you get worse. You catch them worse. You can learn and learn and learn and learn. You catch them worse. And there's almost like, the way I see it is, while you're learning, like you're learning, if it was a graph, your learning goes like this while your performance goes like this. But if you want to get to that next level, at some point you got to stop the learning and achieve here, and then you can take that next. Like I don't know how to really make that make sense.
Let me see if I can help you make that make sense, because I know exactly where you're coming from. When you're learning, you're learning all these new techniques. You're learning different line. You're learning all the little intricacies about fishing a jerk bait, and instead of being able to fish it where you just throw it on and fish it, you're able to start weighting it to suspend it or make it sink. You're learning all these little things, and at some point you got to take everything that you learned and you're just doing everything, right? You're just out there willy-nilly just doing all the shit that you learned, trying to do everything, and at some point you got to realize, all right, what am I good at? And you got to dial it in to what you're good at and take what you learned and throw all the other shit away, and then just really focus in and craft your art around what you're good at and become good at that. You don't have to be good at everything. You got to be good at the stuff that you're at. And you did that though, when most people are fishing offshore. You were winning those tournaments at the end of the year when it is a forward facing sonar. It is a technology based tournament, which is so cool because you did that without that stuff. So, but back to your point, as anglers, we want to go watch YouTube channels and, okay, I caught a fish on a jig. Now let me learn how to throw a crankbait. And then now let me learn all these different things. And then, oh shit, swim baits. Let's go throw a bunch of swim baits and spend $2,000 on swim baits.
Yeah.
Well, at some point you got to be like, fuck them swim baits or whatever, and say, all right, I'm good at these 3 or 4 different things. Right. I just need to be able to find fish that are going to bite the shit that I'm good at throwing and I like to throw.
Yeah. Yes. What happened? It's exactly that. And I kind of said to myself, I'm gonna take everything I know, like all this shit that I've learned. Like I've spent so much time, 10 years or 8 years, working on getting better at this thing, fishing, just getting better. I almost said in that year, I was like, all right, Michael, hop on. I don't worry about getting better. I believe I'm good enough. And I basically said to myself, I'm going to take what I got and we're going to do whatever we can with that. That's what that year was. It coincided with me hitting my stride. I got in a run hard. It coincided with a relatively favorable schedule for me, for sure. Michael helped tremendously. He worked his ass off, same as I did. And I mean, I really do think it just came down to hot hand, a lot of work over a lot of years that I never really tried to cash in on. I just always tried to get better. And instead of ever cashing in on it, I just tried to get better and get better and get better. And that year I was like, oh, fuck this, fuck getting better. I'm good enough. Like, let's go. Just like a cockiness that we kept in ourselves. Like it didn't get out, but it was like a confident cockiness that just kind of was there.
You have to have that. You look at the great athletes. Michael Jordan, he was cocky, confident.
Yeah.
I mean, you just take all the greatest athletes that we can think of, and they had a different mindset. You know, nobody's better than me, and they might be better than you 90% of the time, but that's not the point. The point is that you're going out there competing with the mindset that nobody's better than me.
Right.
And that is a mindset that changes when you become at the top of the game. I mean, let's take Kevin Van Dam, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to tell me he wasn't cocky. He had to be. There's a whole different mentality when you get to the upper echelon. The 0.1% of athletes have a whole different mindset. You can take away the physical ability and all that, and what sets them apart is that mindset and the belief that they have in themselves and how good they are. That's what changes when you start to get into great athletes. Is that mindset?
100%. And the cool thing about fishing too is you can almost be that way in a non-cocky way, because you're not like, it's not like a basketball where you're like, I'm going to beat you and there's nothing you can do about it. They can do something about it. So I'm going out there not saying I'm the best here. I didn't think it that way. All I thought about was like, not thought about, like what was going on in my head was I would drop the boat in and I knew I was going to catch them. Like it wasn't, I think I'm going to catch them. It wasn't, I hope I'm going to catch them. I dropped the boat in and I knew I was going to catch them. I didn't know if I'd catch them good enough to win. I didn't know if I'd catch them good enough to be in 20th, but I knew I was going to catch them. And that was like that whole year. It was wild.
Knowing you can catch fish is the number one thing, because one, you can't catch fish where fish ain't. So you gotta find the fish.
Yeah.
That's old Buck Perry spoon plugging. You probably don't know who that is, but you can't catch fish where fish ain't. You do?
I'm a student of the game, dude.
My man. There we go. Like old spoon plugger, Hickory, North Carolina.
Hell yeah.
And so, you can make a perfect cast. And I think I heard this, Edwin Evers said it a couple years ago on his YouTube channel on a video I was watching. He said you can make the perfect cast all day long. If there ain't no fish there, it ain't gonna mean a difference. And you can make a shitty cast where fish are and you can catch fish. So you got to be able to find the fish. And for me, looking at the pros, that's what sets, the pros that are really good, that are tournament in and tournament out, the best in the game, they always can find fish. They're always catching fish.
Absolutely.
So finding fish and then catching them. Tell me this. you fished the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
What is what do you feel like? What's going through your head when you're in the Classic for 2 days and you're coming up on stage and you're launching your boat and you're at the fucking Classic fishing it?
Yeah.
As at that point in time, what, 22-year-old?
Yeah.
22, 23, whatever it was
23.
last year. Last year. What is, how do you feel? Tell us how you feel. Tell us how that feels as a kid fishing in the shit of fishing.
Yeah. Not the way I expected it to. I learned something about myself that year between the bracket, the last day of the regular season when we won Team of the Year, and the Classic. I learned that if nothing else, if nothing else at all, if I am mediocre in general, period, when it matters and the lights are on, I can show up. That's what I learned about myself that week, solely because I don't know how. If you were to have told me it the week before the tournament, I wouldn't have believed you. If you told me when I was a kid, I wouldn't even believe that I'd gotten there. Looking back right now, like thinking back on it, I don't even know how that is the same person as who's sitting here right now.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that when I got there, it was laser focus. Like I was there to win. It was the weirdest thing. And I don't know why. I don't know how it happens because like hanging out. Like I try not to be a real intense guy. Like I'm chill. I like to have a good time. I show up to the club tournament. I drink beer. Like I try. Like it's not me, but for some reason when the lights shine, it's like there's a gear that week. It was like the second we sat down at the first meeting and I saw that trophy. I said, I'm here to win that, and that was it. The whole week. Like I didn't even have the chance to reflect until after. Now that being said, when it was over, like once the fishing was done, the day three, that whole intensity thing.
You made day 3, right? Too,
right? Yeah.
I mean that's big because how many people made day 3? Not everybody makes day 3, right?
I was the 3rd out of 12 college guys to make it.
Nice.
Yeah. It all that went away then. I'll be honest. Like I was so laser focused on like succeeding, doing well, winning, that once I weighed in day 2, and it was like you look at the weigh-in board and freaking Gussie's got a 20-pound lead on the field, and I'm in 23rd. I was like, all right, like it was cute to have your whole I'm gonna win this thing, but it looks like it's not gonna happen, right? I'm like thinking to myself, well, if Gussie catches 10, I only need 34. And then like, all right, like, come on, dude. So that third day,
you're sitting there before the night before day 3, going, all right, if I can catch 5 10-pounders, I have a shot. I have a shot.
Literally, at a place where I just caught 9.5 pounds of bacon already, right? Like it was unbelievable what he did, Jesus. But yeah, no, I day 3. Now that I am reflecting, thinking back, I kind of got back down to earth. And
knock you back a little bit.
Yeah, the little kid kind of came back. The intense competitor kind of left for that day, and I was joking around. I was a little kid that day. Day 3 of the Classic, I was a little kid. I didn't catch him worth a shit. I remember running down the lake. I was like a rock, dude. I still don't understand how I was this person. That first, all through practice and the first and second day of the tournament, I was like freaking laser focused rock, like freaking mannequin. And then day 3, and I was emotional. I was giggling. I was joking with my buddies who were following me around, and like it all kind of just like the little kid. Like I was a little kid on that day. And so
were you in your?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what I remember. That's what it was like.
Were you and your Ranger then, or did they give you a boat for the Classic?
No, I had a Nitro Z20 that they gave me.
They weren't going to let your ass out there on the Bassmaster Classic and the 1996 Ranger on TV.
No, sadly, no. I wish. I asked, and no. I'll tell you this though, I'm fishing the Bass Nation this year in an attempt to try and take the other, 0 to hero approach into the Classic. And if I make it to that thing, you better bet your ass I'm gonna be on that stage with that boat for sure. For sure.
Think about it. Hey man, can we at least put some seat covers on there, Lou? We need to doctor it up.
Hell no.
What it's hearing people talk about the opens and the Bass Nation. They say that the Bass Nation is one of the hardest ways to qualify to get in. And then obviously everybody knows that the elites is tough because you got so many fucking people fishing and the water gets beat up for a couple weeks or a week before. And both of those ways are super, super hard now to get in. I mean, especially with the opens now, to get in, you got to fish all 9. It's not like you can just fish that one tournament and get in, but it's tough. How did you learn more fishing the elites last year, or fishing the opens last year? Or did you learn more during your college years and high school years about fishing?
That's tough. The honest answer is without a doubt. Okay. Fishing specifically, definitely all my formative years. No question. Last year, what I tried to do in the opens is I tried to take that exact same thought process from the year before and say, I'm good enough. Let me do it over again and just run it back. I'm not good enough. That's what I learned quick. So when it comes to learning, I learned more about myself last year and more about how to do it than I ever thought I would. Those guys are the real deal. They're every bit as good as they say. The all 9 thing, fishing all 9, I think brought out a different caliber of angler than we've ever seen come from the opens. And my buddies and I, who I traveled with last year, all year long, said, dude, I don't care how good, I don't care how hard everybody on the Elite Series thinks it is up there. Right now, with how things are at the opens, I truly believe this is harder. And we had nothing to go to back that up with. Nothing. Outside of the fact that we were fishing it and getting our shit ran through. And knowing we're good anglers, like knowing we're at least capable, and we were getting embarrassed out there. And I think I would have gotten slapped in the face if I said that publicly a year ago. I think if you look at what's happened in these first 2 elite tournaments of the year, I think we might have been right.
Fishing those opens and going to all that traveling and all the stuff that you had to do. Obviously, I would say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to lead you into this. I would say that obviously the fishing, the catching the fish is the most important part, and it's probably the hardest part. How much of that travel and booking hotels and getting to and from tournaments and eating right and sleeping right, how much of that plays into guys that are just getting into the elites for the first year? How much does that weigh on it? How much does all that bullshit, all the non-fishing stuff, the travel, getting your hotels, how much does that weigh on? How much does that fuck up your fishing? Does it mess up your fishing having to do all that, or when you're traveling, it's just part of it, and then the fishing is fishing? I'm not articulating this very well. What?
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, we see.
Just restart from the beginning.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Alex, this is Louis Monetti. He's here to talk about forward facing sonar fishing, and he just got it a month ago. He knows how to turn it on.
No,
whoa.
Just joking. Joking.
Alex, what we're doing is he ran through him getting to the Classic, fishing the Classic. Now we're talking about what it was like fishing the elites with all the travel and all the fishing. Shit, I keep saying the fucking elites because one day you're going to be on this podcast and you're going to be fishing the elites.
Hell
and we're going to be your first podcast when you make the elites. You're going to skip. You're going to skip going on with Panger. You're going to skip all these other podcasts, and you're going to be on ours first. No Serious Angler, none of that. You're going to be on Bass and Brews when you make the elites.
Listen, we have a good luck streak lately of guests who've been on the show. They have hammered it the next week.
I like it.
So
I like it. I like it a lot.
So how much did all the shit with the travel and all the extra stuff fishing those 9 opens affect fishing?
So what I'm gonna say is not gonna be a shot at anyone. I don't think this is anybody's fault. I think it's just an unfortunate situation. That's what I'm gonna lead into that question is answered with. The deal I won, I got my entry fees paid for in the opens. I got the boat, I got the truck, all the rods and reels I could ever want, all the tackle I could ever want. Essentially, I basically got a free pass for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that opportunity is second to none. You can't say enough about it. What it gives you. The only problem is when you're a kid like me and you came from nothing, not nothing, but you came from a little, you were handed a lot, essentially. And that kid who came from nothing starts to realize that all of that is just going to be taken away.
Mm.
That hit me like a ton of bricks about May, June of last year. And
about halfway through.
Yeah, between not catching them, which I wasn't, that realization that the dream that I had made it was going to end. I was going to wake up. And the fact that my financial well-being was very quickly gone in the gutter. It was tough. It was really tough. The low was, not to go on a dark tangent here, but
right.
the low was.
We want to hear
It's the reality of
the
it.
ups and downs. Yeah,
Paul's
we
like, I
want the
wanna
real
hear
shit
your
here.
pain,
Yeah, this is the
motherfucker. I want
reality
to
of
hear
it.
your pain.
This is why my message to kids is don't do the college shit. But that's a whole other
Just do drugs. Don't do
yes, just do drugs. No, it was bad. But the low, I fished the St. Lawrence River, which is my favorite place on earth, bar none, no questions asked. We had an open there, and I went into it, and my back gave out in practice. I couldn't practice. I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways." Still got my ass kicked. Got home from that, had I think it was $2,800 on the credit card in debt, and $2,000 in the account.
Ouch.
Like to my name. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
And that's after you had the boat, the entry fees, the lures, the run, like pretty much everything, and you're in the whole $800.
And I didn't fish when I was home. I worked. So that's including that. Like it was like, holy shit. And anyways, earlier, Paul, I was telling you, I fished. What I found about myself in the Classic is I fish really well in the spotlight. What I knew about myself prior to any of that is I also fish really well in the gutter. And my next 3 tournaments were my best 3 of the year, far and away. I caught them the way I catch them. It was back against the wall. It was, Louis, if you don't catch them in this, you're going to come out of this year in debt. And I caught them. And I didn't come out of the year in debt. And so that's the silver lining, is that I ended the year being able to throw all that shit in the trash and say, wake the fuck up, you loser. Stop feeling bad for yourself and get back to catching them. And I did it. But yeah, it's like you said, it's a roller coaster. It's up and down. There's a lot of shit. It's hard to fit in any life while you're doing that.
Right.
And so it's hard. It's hard. It's a different deal.
When the opens were over, you didn't make the elites. You're not fishing the opens this year. How did you feel when it was done and over?
Fucking feel relieved.
Yeah.
Huh.
Fucking done.
Right.
Tired.
Did you feel any accomplishment, or did you feel like a failure?
Oh yeah. I absolutely accomplishment from the way that I started the year. I started the year okay, not great. I had like an 85th and a 95th. It was 84th and 94th. I have my fishing brain's memory is psychotic, but it's a problem. I started the year okay. Then went to the Classic, caught them, and then shit. And St. Lawrence is the low point. Had cashed my first check in the 7th. Very much should have. I fucking lost all the fish to do it. Cashed a check at the 8th and finished 25th and had my best finish of the year at the 9th. And so incredibly accomplished. I walked away relieved that it was over, and at the same time proud, and at the same time very anxious to do it again when I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it's good that you earned the opportunity to be able to fish the opens by winning the college championship. Yeah. So you got an opportunity not many people get to be able to fish those opens like that. And you sounds like you know that you can do it. But most importantly, it sounds like you know when the right time is going to be to come back to do it again. You're not going to go in $80,000 in debt to fish it in 2024 because you just want to. You know you got to get back in it and go.
Yeah.
You understand what it's going to take to get in it and not be if you fish it for the next 2 years and you fucking fail, you're not going to be where you're going to have to sell your 96 Ranger just to make ends meet.
Right.
And eat potted meat and saltines for supper every night. So it sounds like you understand what it's going to take to be able to do it and not fucking be poor and broke as fuck at the end of the day.
I probably will be, but I'm going to do it again when I'm ready. I don't see myself being fully financial ready. I think you have to have like.
It's just like kids. Everybody who says, "Oh, we're gonna have kids when we're ready," you ain't ever gonna be fucking ready for kids. They're gonna cost way more than you think, and it is going to be way fucking harder than you think. You're never going to be ready until you have the first one. The second one comes along, and you're like, "Yeah, I got this shit now."
Yeah. Basically, all right. I'm gonna do.
I've got two questions.
But hold on, Louis. Don't make any babies over the next 5 years if you want to go fish. It's gonna fuck it up.
Oh, I know.
Babies are great. I love my kids, but if you want to follow this and you're not rich, don't make babies until you're fishing the elites. Until you can start making babies after you make the elites and come on Bass and Brews.
Christine Fisher. Until you marry Christine Fisher, that's when you can start making babies. I've got two questions. One, well, I take it back. One's a statement, one's a question. One is a statement. I have been so critical of Paul and his weight loss, quote unquote, journey. Just watching him put his hand up, I can still see that you've lost some weight, Paul. So good on you, because there's some gap. On your shirt, there used to be no gap. It used to just be gelatinous fucking trash. And
I gained 5 pounds, so let's not even go there. The last time we did this podcast, from the last time, now some of it's some water weight, but I have gained some weight. So the journey was like Louis' first half of the opens last year.
You got to get down
failure. Yeah, that's right. You got to be really. You got to be really shitty.
Yeah, Paul's been down for like 40 years.
No. I didn't start going downhill until I joined this fucking podcast, and then shit started going downhill. Weight wise, I started fishing better, but weight wise, Alex has completely ruined my health.
I haven't done any of that. The other question. So as you're going through these kind of trials, and to be honest, failures, right? Did it make you love fishing less? Like, did that affect did that affect you going out with the boys and, going out and like hammering a bunch of fucking 2-pounders or whatever it is, right? Like, did that really kind of like stunt the love of fishing?
This is the greatest question Alex has ever asked on this fucking podcast. He should probably retire.
I'm done.
Yeah, he should retire right now, because that's a fucking great question. I want to know the answer to this.
It's a great question. No. How do I answer this?
I mean, I want to make sure we're
with
clear.
Words.
Like, did it with hurt? Words. Hold on. Did it hurt? Like, because we all do this, right? We all do this because we love the activity. But I feel like when when you want to become a pro and you get the competitiveness, it could potentially ruin it. Did it ruin
100%.
you going out, casting a line, wetting a line, catching a fish?
No.
Good.
Did it, for a period of time, ruin tournament fishing for me?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
But did you still go out and like fun fish?
I wanted to. I didn't have the money to. No, to be completely honest with you, it has driven me more towards that.
Driven you more towards what?
Fun fishing.
Okay.
We and I won't give up, only because I know myself, and I know that 85-year-old Louis laying on his deathbed listening to his heart give out is not going to accept his life if he doesn't give it another shot. Simply put, I can't give up because of that. That being said,
Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
No. Go ahead.
That being said, God, there's a part of me that would love to move to fucking Michigan and buy a house the size of this living room and take the Ranger with me and just go visit some small little dump that I can catch 30 smallmouth a day out of.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Musky fever, you know what I mean?
Dude, I have a freaking hard on for smallmouth bass that is unlike anything else. And I love, dude, I don't even care about, like, I'm not a big fish guy. Like, I am find a shithole and get in there and throw a fucking Senko until I run out of every Senko in existence. At the same time, I hate MLF.
Oh, wait. We're not throwing Cincos. Louis, we're not throwing Cincos. We're not throwing Cincos. We're throwing sassy sticks.
Yes.
Let's get this right. I cannot believe you fucked that up. You know what? I'm going to text Brian.
No, he did it.
I'm about to text Brian and be like, Louis just talked about catching him on a Cinco. I cannot believe it.
You should.
No, I think that's. I'm always worried about the dudes that are super passionate about this, right? And then they get into the tournament side. And then even on so Paul's obviously the tournament guy. I am not that. But even like the content creator guys who get really into this, right? And it's almost the same thing. It's like you're trying to like deliver a product, but then you lose the love of what this was supposed to be. And I always worry about dudes that do that, because it's like you give too much into either side, right? But you're losing the love of why we all do this.
Well, I would say we
do this.
Yeah. 100%.
I will say there's a couple different mindsets to this. And so my mindset, the mindset that I see that's not mine is that you'll get these people, and I come from it in our local kayak clubs around here, because we got 3 clubs in my area, is you'll get the guys that want to come in and compete, and they're really good anglers and they don't necessarily do good. And so you don't see them enter in as many tournaments, and either they don't enter in tournaments anymore, or they only enter in tournaments that are on bodies of water that they fish good at. And then my mindset, though, when I have a shit ass fucking tournament, I go out, I don't catch them, or I lose fish. It's just a shitty day. And I get back to the ramp and I'm tired and I'm wore out and I'm pissed. When I get home, I want to go fishing the next morning so fucking bad. When I have a shitty tournament, I want to get back out on the water as fast as I can and go fish.
Yeah.
And that's my mindset. When I have a shit tournament, I want to go fish. And when I have a good tournament, I still want to go fish, but the drive's not quite as there. Like, I don't have, like, I'm like, okay, the shit worked. I found them, whatever. But when I have a shit tournament, I want to go back out to fish. And so, Lou, I don't necessarily like to fun fish. When I go out fishing, I like to, I'm working on something new, or I'm on a body of water where I'm trying to, I don't just want to go out there and fucking fart around for 8 hours on the water. That is not fun to me. I want to go out there and work on something, a technique or finding fish or something like that. I don't want to just, if I go out there and catch 52 pounders, I'm like, yeah, this is fun and all, but
that's a fucking
after about 10, I'll
52 pounders. Are you fucking shut the fuck up, Paul? 52 pounders.
At some point, I catch 10 2-pounders in their school. I'm like, well, where can we go find some 5-pounders? Like, that's my mindset. If I'm catching a bunch of 1 to 2 pounders, where can I go find something that's going to give me 5-pounders? Like, that's what I want to do. But that mindset of when you get into tournament fishing, it does ruin people from doing tournament fishing. I haven't met anybody that just quit fucking fishing because they were bad at tournaments and they were good anglers. But there's a different mindset when you go out there. When you start to compete and you lose, some people just can't take losing. And when you get folks that played a bunch of athletic sports, when you played a bunch of sports, those folks are typically the ones that they don't give a fuck. Like, they want to go back out.
Sad. But but you just said, like, the people who, like, because they don't like losing, right? Is that what fishing is? Is it win or lose, or is it the?
To me, it is. To me, it is
doing it.
To me, it is. It's the win. If I go out on a buddy on their bass boat and we're out fishing, like, I'm keeping score, and I'm not keeping it a secret. I'm telling them I'm keeping score. And that's just how I am. Like, I'm in a competition. If I take Carter and put his ass on the back of my kayak and he's out there with a damn, a pyramid on a cork and he catches more fish than I do, I'm like, well, fuck, this sucks. I got, $10,000 in fish and shit.
Is that you too, Luigi?
I don't make it known, but I know it myself.
Really?
No, I make it known. We get in the boat. I'm like, you want to put some money on this? $5, whatever. Or you start catching fish, and I'm like, hey, I've caught 5. You ain't caught but 2.
I got to look out for the other guy's feelings,
Fuck their feelings. There ain't no feelings in fishing. There ain't no feelings in fishing.
There is. It's all about that. It's all about the scenery. I'm gonna tell you what. I go out. I spend 6 hours, right? And let's say I catch one, like, minuscule bass. That's a fucking win. Because you know what else I did? I got to hang out. I got to.
Be right back.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to take a shit. Hold on. You got to take the computer. Hold on. Hold on. Fucking Luigi is breaking the rules. We told him if he's going to take a shit, he needs to take the computer with him. No, I think it's really interesting because that's the difference specifically between me and you, Paul, and with Luigi as well here. That, like, it's not a competition. It's for everything other than competition, right? It's about the vibes. It's about, like, I get to see a bald eagle. The other day, I went out.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of that. I see bald eagles every time I fucking go fishing. I don't give a fuck about the bald eagle unless it's doing something really cool that I can take a video of and put it on TikTok until that shit gets banned here in the next 2 weeks. But I want to go catch fucking fish, and if I catch one fucking dink, just out there, not even a tournament, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy just being on the water. That shit does not make me happy. I'm in a fucking kayak, and even though I do have a motor, I'm still pedaling around. I got to load that heavy bitch up, and I got to come home, and I got to clean all this shit up. Like, if I didn't catch fish, it's fuck that shit. I don't want to. I hate that. I hate it. I want to go catch fucking fish, and I don't want to catch. I don't want to catch catfish. I don't care if we are bass fishing and we catch 100 crappie. Like, I'm out there to catch fish, bass. I don't fucking care. I don't want to catch all that other shit. I want to catch fucking bass, and if I don't, I'm not happy.
I've got interesting input on this because it's been a topic. I work at Biz. If anyone doesn't know, I work
Biz
at
Baits.
I work at Biz Baits. We make awesome shit.
They make Senkos. Yep.
No, the sassy sticks.
We work our asses off. We make it all in America. If you haven't heard of Biz, buy it, please. Anyways, there's the plug. It's a bunch of guys. We fish, all of us. It's like it's a requirement without being a requirement to work there.
Brian doesn't fish anymore.
He needs to start. He actually got his first pass of the year today.
Fuck yeah, Brian! Congrats.
And we talk about fishing. Obviously, it's what we talk about. We talk about other shit, but we talk about fishing. And recently, we spent a lot of time in the shop making fun of the guy who thinks that the stupidest lure in the world's gonna sell because he thinks it might work and he'll be happy. He's the guy that's just happy to be out there. More recently than ever, we have not made fun of that guy. We have looked at that guy and said, you know what? That fucking guy has it figured the fuck out. We're the idiots because we go out here and we get our fucking asses kicked by local guys who have no lives, whose wives hate them, who fucking their kids hate them.
Yep.
They go out on Lake Norman and they live there and they freaking devote their life to figuring out one lake. And you go out there and you think you're going to do good and you get your fucking ass kicked. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? The guy who went out and caught 3 spotted bass for 4 pounds today and didn't give a fuck had such a great day.
Right.
I had 12 pounds. I caught 15 fish, and I feel like a fucking asshole.
No, that's a great fucking day. Absolutely. Listen, I'm in that fucking idiot.
Hey, there's a difference between that. There's a difference between I caught him and did shitty beer after the tournament, and then I caught him and had a good time drinking a beer at the ramp after the tournament. That is 2 different mindsets. Like the same beer tastes differently when you went out and had a good time and get back to the ramp. You're like, fuck it, I caught fish. And then when you get back and you're drinking the same beer and you caught fish and didn't do good, and the beer just doesn't taste the same.
It's a fucking sad beer.
It is.
The other one is a happy beer.
Yeah.
Hey, so as a New Jersey native, I'm sure you guys didn't cover this, right?
No, we didn't talk about anything stupid that was non-fishing, like what you're probably about to talk about.
It's not. It's actually fishing.
You know what? You look like a fucking midget lumberjack right now. I mean, what do you? If you went out with a saw right now, it would be a trimming saw.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So people who aren't listening, I'm wearing a fucking flannel. It's not that big of a deal.
They're listening. They're not watching.
I had to do a Microsoft Teams meeting today, and we had to have cameras on. So this is my dress up, my 6 cents t-shirt underneath a fucking.
Hey, where
flannel.
are my crankbaits, motherfucker? I need those like stat.
They're in the mail. They're in the mail, bro.
No, they're not. Your wife goes to the fucking post office every single day of her life, and you can't send my exactly. Tape it up and send them to me. I need those like now.
But anyways, I did a meeting today, and my boss specifically said, "Hey, thank you, Alex, for dressing appropriately for the meeting." And I was like, "Hey, can you not point me out? Like I'm trying to fly under the radar, right? I'm not into this corporate thing."
It is not hard for you to fly under anything.
But also. Like I had sweatpants on, and I still have sweatpants on.
Of course.
So I was like, listen, like the top half, I guess, looks good, but no. So as a New Jersey guy, what's your thoughts on the chain pickerel? Because I feel like there's a lot of states that have chain pickerel, but New Jersey specifically is so polarized on this fish. Like you either love that thing or you fucking hate it. So what's your stance on it?
Okay, this is a fucking awesome question. Because just like my outlook on fishing, where once I still am a tournament hardo. I can't shake that competitive part of me. I call it the drug. Mm-hmm. There's like I said earlier, the guy that goes out. And
it's not the drugs we were talking about earlier. It's a different drug.
Different drug. Different drug. The guy that just goes out and has a freaking blast fishing.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't know what the drug is. When you know what the drug is, then you're fucked.
Okay.
Because the drug is addictive. But anyways, it's the same thing where I've gone back and forth on it. As a kid, growing up, Jersey, fucking hated them. I mean, I'm a bass guy.
Yeah.
I fish tournaments. There's nothing worse than setting a hook on a freaking electric bite on your spinnerbait, and it's a fucking pickerel. I fish tournaments on Cayuga Lake.
It's a jackfish. You've been down south enough. It's a jack.
It's a pickerel. It's a pickerel.
It's a chain pickerel. It's a water wolf. I love that thing. But anyways, go ahead.
I fished tournaments on Cayuga Lake where it was, I mean, you're looking for freaking 20 pounds of largemouth, and there's certain grass flats that you're going to catch 4-pound largemouth out of, but you got to weed through fucking 15 pickerel to get to them. I'm talking about pain in the ass. So
yeah,
growing up, bred to hate them. Absolutely bred to hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my dad always, my first fish was a pickerel. Fun fact.
Yeah. They're
my
so
dad
easy. They're so aggressive.
He always understood my hatred, but at the same time kind of coaxed me into having a soft spot, because in January in New Jersey, when everything's frozen, you can go to a tidal river and still catch them. That being said, I've lived down here for like 6 years now. And once in a blue moon, probably once a year, if not less, I'll go fishing and I'll throw my chatterbait out there and it'll get lit up. Hell yeah. She set the hook, good one. I'm cranking them in, and I see that pickerel. And it's not the fuck you reaction that I once had.
Good.
It's almost like, it's like seeing an old friend.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I see a pickerel and I'm like, my old friend. So
dude, I'm going to tell you. Dude, this weekend I was actually on a tidal river, right? I caught 2 bass. They were fucking they could have been bait. They were so small.
Yeah.
To the point where I caught a bluegill that was bigger than them.
Yeah.
Right? That's how fucking small these bass were, right? But I did throw out and I caught a 4-pound fucking pickerel.
Yep.
And holy shit, like the drag pull.
Yeah.
They dog you the whole fucking time. It is the best thing. And then once you get them in the boat, right? And I'm in a kayak, right? So I flip this bitch in and I'm trying to get my gear out of his mouth. He fucking slices it. And I'm like, fuck, that's my last weighted wacky. So I'm kind of pissed about that. Yeah. But then I realize I see the weighted wacky, and in my head, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But then I also feel a tremendous pound on my ass. And by that, I mean, this fucking pickerel had moved his way underneath my seat in the kayak and was just flapping up, just slapping my ass like a little motherfucker. And I was like, this is why I love this fish. This fish will continue to fucking fight. I have, I love me a water wolf. I love a pickerel. You're right. If you're like targeting bass, they are annoying. Those little like 12-inch pickerels, they can go fuck themselves. Like, but a big fat one, like, I fucking love them.
Yeah. When I'm up north, I don't. But for some reason, when I'm down south and I catch a pickerel, I get really, there's a little warm spot in my heart. It's my old friend.
A snakehead? Have you caught a snakehead yet?
I have. I have on Potomac River, and I thought they were cool as shit.
Yeah.
Cool as shit. I'm a huge fan of bowfin for some reason, too. I don't know why, though.
That's my goal this year. We got a bunch of listeners of the show who are close to the Delaware River like I am. I'm in Atlantic County, New Jersey. I don't know if we covered that.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the Pine Barrens, Atlantic County area. So I'm really close to the Delaware. You can go fuck yourself. That's we'll cover that in the green room, maybe.
Yeah, Alex doesn't want to give up his spot where he loses all of his lures.
I'll say one word, Alex. I'll say one word.
Yeah.
And it'll the story I told earlier about my dad and the frozen winter will make sense. Especially because have you lived in Jersey your whole life?
I have not, but I've lived here for the last 12 years.
Okay. Does the word Trilco mean anything?
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
So for everybody listening, if you go to YouTube now, this is the picture of the boat that our good friend Louis fishes out of.
Yeah. That's
you need to go look at it.
I mean, it's a great boat, but it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like he kicked ass on a boat that is literally missing all the covers on the seats. That is badass.
So these guys want to so I want a snakehead fish. I think it seems fun. Everybody loves frog fishing,
Dude,
right?
you're like 2 hours from Andrew. Just go fish with him and fish all the snakeheads.
I know. I'm trying
It's the
to. Me
snakehead
personally,
king.
I'm trying to set it up. Yeah. Tactical. What is it? Tactical. What's their name? Shit.
Andrew
Tactical
Blair.
Basco. It is Andrew Blair. He was on the show. So I want to fish for them because I feel like they're fun. Like bass are really fun, right? But there's something special about getting into like super skinny water. And I've done it. Super skinny water, like where I can see the pickerel fucking fin up. You know what I mean? And then cast like a fluke or whatever in there and watch that bitch annihilated it. It's so well. No, for pickerel, it's normally you throw a fluke.
Nobody won't catch no fucking stupid ass slimy jackfish when you can go out there and catch a delicious snakehead.
I haven't eaten one yet.
See, the peak is the smallmouth bass.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
I gotta go to.
What tastes better,
Union
smallmouth
Lake.
or largemouth?
Fuck you! I don't eat either of them.
Oh my god.
We fixed that question already.
Yeah. Way to fuck it up, Louis.
Louis, as you know, I'm in South Jersey. So the only place I can go to is Union Lake. And they've got like 5.
Yeah, there's like 7 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's like, no, we have smallmouth here in South Jersey. But there's like literally, as he said, 7 of them. Yeah. These bitches get caught like every fucking year over the dumbest smallmouths somehow ever.
Dude, go to Squan.
That's way up north, dog. That's like 2 hours.
Look, Alex,
dude,
Alex, anything over 30 minutes, Alex is, I don't know if I can make that. I mean, matter of fact, he is. You're one
of those.
He is closer, Lou. He is closer. He is closer to more people that have been on this podcast than I am, where he can go fish smallmouth, decent large. I mean, world-class smallmouth, decent largemouth, world-class snakehead. He can go do all this fucking fishing with all these people that have been on the podcast and who are fans who haven't been on the podcast. And if it's more than 30 minutes away, he doesn't do it. And you know, the last year he was adjusting to life back in the civilian world, but that shit's over with. It is over with. And now 100%. He needs to get out there and spread his wings and go out there and catch some real fish with some people up there. I mean, he can go out there and catch world-class smallmouth within 2 hours.
Listen,
and he just doesn't make it happen.
Paul is not lying on any of that. I'm super lazy with that, and Paul is absolutely right. The last year was my transition out of the military, right? And I was gone for a year, so I actually only fished one body of water last year. I fished this one tidal river for a whole year. That's all I fucking did because I miss that motherfucker. But this year, 2024.
Is it the one that I happened to mention something
Shut the fuck
to?
up. We'll talk about it later. Anyways,
doesn't matter. He didn't catch no fish.
I already get enough fucking flack for it because I've been called out on this river too for my YouTube videos. But 2024, I do plan to try to branch out. I want to leave more. And it doesn't mean like a lot more, right? But for me, a lot more is like 2 hours from my house.
He is fishing a tournament this year, and I'm trying to get him to fish more than just that one because he's got a couple clubs real close to him in the kayak scene that he can go out there and fish and have a good time. And I'm trying to tell him, Louis.
South Jersey kayak bass fishing. We just had the dude just won that one. He's from that club.
Yep.
Couscous, I'm gonna go fuck you up on Lenape. I'm gonna fuck you up. Cacao. I'm gonna fuck you up on Lake Lenape. No problem. Because that's my lake.
I'll give you some
there you go.
I'll give you some shit from Ascalon.
Okay. I'll fuck with that. Yeah. I'll no. Like,
but it's hold on, Alex. Louis, what I'm trying to get him to understand that if he goes and fishes these tournaments, he is going to meet a lot of people that he can then go out and fish with. Who he's going to learn a lot more, and he's going to have a lot more fun fishing. just by going out and doing these little tournaments. And then we're talking about like probably $30-$40 buy-ins too. I mean, this is some cheap kayak fishing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the type of dude, and I've always been this way. I think so. My club, to go back real quick, the club that I grew up with, they were not about like big, like having a ton of tournaments, like being super, super competitive. They weren't about that. It was about fishing the best lakes at the best times and getting better as a club.
Oh,
and
that's the right way. Yeah.
We fished 5 trips a year, 10 tournaments, 2 days in the same body of water for each tournament.
Okay.
We'd go to Champlain. We'd go to Oneida. We'd go to Cayuga.
Awesome, though. That's
we'd
awesome.
Go to freaking Upper Chesapeake, Potomac, all in
But
place.
you as a young angler, that's awesome.
Dude,
that's
it was what I needed.
Yeah.
And so to this day, like if I want to go fishing, I want to experience something different. Like, dude, I'll get this upcoming weekend. I'm driving 3.5 hours each way on Sunday to go fish a place.
Where?
I'm not, Paul. You know
okay.
it, but you're not allowed to say it live.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that later.
Wait,
All I want to know
Paul
is
gave me a bunch of shit because I won't name an area.
Yeah, but Alex, he's fishing. He wants to fish for a livelihood, not to be whatever you are.
No.
All I gotta say, Luke. All I gotta say, buddy, is you're 3 hours from me, and we have Falls, Jordan, and Harris. I mean, just holler at me, buddy.
I will.
We'll go. We might not catch shit, but
He's
I will take us
He's
to
awful.
the places where the fish are supposed to be, and we may catch them, we may not.
Like I'll put it on record right now. I think I'm actually a better fisherman than Paul. It's just I don't fish tournaments.
I 100% disagree with that. Hey, Lou, here's a fun fact. Alex and I have never met in person.
We've never met.
Lou, I have met you more in person than I have Alex.
Yeah, that's great.
And we've done.
And guess what? Hold on, Alex, shut the fuck up and let me finish. And guess what's happening this weekend? We have Bobby Roast Beef from Jigs and Bigs who is leaving his house right now. He just texted me. He's driving down from Massachusetts to come hang out and camp and fish this weekend with me.
Damn.
And Alex hasn't made it happen. Except Saturday, we're supposed to have tornadoes and severe weather on Saturday, so we're gonna be camping and fishing. It is going to be great content. I cannot wait to be on the water and have a tornado come through and me film it in a kayak.
Hell yeah!
I mean, if I survive and that happens, I'm going to be so excited that I'm going to be able to put that on TikTok at least for another couple weeks before it gets banned.
Luis, have you done the kayak thing? Have you tried that or no?
Oh no.
Hell no.
It's not even in the cards. That's another good question. That's a good one. You're not going to hop in no kayak shit, Bo?
I might go fish a kayak tournament this year. I ain't buying a kayak. I got a buddy who will supply me one. We sponsor a club down here in Charlotte. I might go fish one.
We do,
Who's
Queen
that?
City.
Queen City?
Yeah. we do their tournament recaps for their Queen City, their main. Yeah. We know Queen City very well. I've had a bunch of those guys on. Look, I'll tell you what. There's some fuckers in that club that can fish as good as anybody in the Carolinas.
We'll see.
Those boys can fish.
Oh, he said we'll see. Hey, Wes.
Hey, all right.
Wes,
well, look,
Wes, I'm gonna put it out
you
right
gotta,
now. Wes smacked this man in his face. Smack him in his face. You got it, Wes. Everybody else, maybe not so much. The hook shots boys, who's that? Ryan. He had an all right year. Tori quit because
hey, Landon wrecked him.
Landon, yeah.
So yeah, there's some boys in there that can fish. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. I will say this.
Awesome.
Somebody who fished from a boat. I never had my own. I fished from other people's boats and did a lot of fishing. I'll tell you what, when you get in a kayak and you have, let's say, 3 miles, a 3 mile radius, that pretty much where your ass needs to stay to fish.
Yeah.
Shit slows down. And on the other side of that, one of the greatest things that I found in a kayak is when I'm going from spot to spot, because I'm only going like 4.5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'm scanning everything. I you find so many sneaky things in a kayak because you're scanning. You pretty much have if you've got your graphs on, you're scanning the whole time because you're not going fast enough to miss it. And I find so many weird little things. On
paper, I should be a damn good kayak fisherman because I fish slow as molasses.
Yes.
I'm a freaking picker-aparter. I just can't get past the freaking sitting down and the uncomfortableness. I know they're nice and fancy.
Yeah.
Bro, your fucking seats in your boat don't have covers on them. When it rains, your ass is soaking wet because they have soaked up 5 gallons of water. Look, so speaking of that, you said you're a slow as molasses angler.
Yeah, I fish slow.
So is it all finesse? Is it all power? You dragging jigs? Like what are we fishing here? What kind of fishing is slow fishing?
I'm weird. I'm a finesse shallow water fisherman.
So you're throwing the sassy stick and
I throw Ned a lot. I throw wacky rigs a lot. A lot of 6-pound tests. A lot of 7-pound tests.
This guy's a New Jersey fisherman, even though he moved to North Carolina. God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Lake Norman is not a typical southern lake.
Fuck Lake Norman.
Yeah, I fuck that place. I hate that place. I've only fished it once, and I didn't have no practice before the tournament. I caught my first fish in the first 10 minutes and didn't get another bite the rest of the day. And other people caught like 60, 70 fish in 40 foot of water on rigs and Ned rigs, scoping them. I'm like, I wouldn't even know those motherfuckers were down there.
It was all right. Thanks, Blockit. Thanks for bringing that up.
Dude, I got on a deal my freshman year of college on Norman that nobody else knew about. And
what's that deal?
Did they know now?
They know now, but
what is it?
You can catch them in like dead of January, fucking cold as shit, 25-degree morning. You can catch them in this much water on a Ned rig in the cleanest water in the lake. And it was
so you weren't down there at the outflow, huh? You were catching them on
Dude, I was catching like 42 to 46 degree water and this much water.
Spots or largies?
Like 4-pound spots.
Holy shit.
Man.
Yeah, I made good money doing that shit for a little while.
There we go.
That's where you should go. Hey, I don't know if it got brought up. It probably didn't. I keep seeing you bring this cup up to your mouth, and it has.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's empty now.
But it's got a Panthers logo.
What's the question?
The fucking question is, you're from New Jersey and you've got a fucking Panthers fucking logo cup. I'm not a fan of any of the NFC East teams, but that seems like a little blasphemy, right?
So I was raised a Giant fan.
Yeah.
And
you stayed a Giants fan while they were good, and then you tried to bounce. Okay.
No. I was raised a Giant fan, and sometime around like, I don't know, maybe 2015, I started fucking hating football.
Okay.
It seems I just don't like it. I don't like the refs. I don't like the fucking scheme of it all.
I don't like the refs.
I don't fucking like it.
Hey, well, you grew up a Giants fan. You grew up a Giants fan with a ex-teammate of mine, a buddy of mine, Madison Hedgecock.
Yeah.
For the
I remember Madison Hedgecock.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking old school linebacker or fullback, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah. He was badass, man. That's awesome.
Yep. He's North Carolina boy. Lives back. He played at UNC. Lives down in North Carolina again.
Yeah, I gave
so
up.
You're just full. You're full North Carolina now.
No, he's just full fishing.
No.
Full fishing.
No. I'm a sports fan, big time sports fan.
Okay.
Huge
hockey,
huge Knicks and Yankees fan.
All right, that's where I was gonna go. So Yankees and Knicks, but a Panthers fan.
No, not a football fan.
Okay. You don't like football as a whole. Okay.
I like college ball.
Are you a Hurricanes fan? Who's your college team?
I got family that always went to Georgia, so I always had a soft spot for Georgia. But these days, if you say Georgia, you feel like a bandwagoner. So it's like, I just like watching.
Exactly.
I just like watching college football. I really do.
Hold on, you did say you're a Yankees fan. That's also a bandwagon fucking team.
No, Yankees is my blood. Yankees is in my blood.
No, Yankees are for people from New York. You're in New Jersey. You should be a Mets fan.
Why? So I could be depressed more? A bass fish. I mean, I gotta great.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. This motherfucker bass fishes and wants to make it a living. Shit. He is no way in hell he needs to be a Mets fan. He fucking drowned himself.
The Knicks fandom should account for the Yankees.
What about no shit. Knicks is awful. What about hockey? Or do you not follow?
Not a big hockey fan.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fair enough.
I would be a Rangers fan, but only because they play in the Garden.
Yeah, but you're actually closer to
the Devils.
The Devils.
Yeah. Fuck the Devils.
The Red Devils.
Isn't
it the Red Devils?
No, it's New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
I'm
a big Knicks fan.
I always find it funny.
Hey, time out real quick. We're at an hour and 45 minutes. Alex is at the end of his liquor drink, and he's starting to slur his words. Never fails.
Well, I'm slurring now. Yeah, it's tough.
That's what I'm saying. Hour and 45. We've been 10 minutes in, and you're starting to get sleepy too. I can tell because you're sitting sideways in your chair.
Is that better?
You're still sitting sideways
the other way.
Anyway, go talk about what you're going to talk
funny, about. New Jersey, North New Jersey folks, right? Like how they justify what sports team. I always think that's really funny. I think it's a very bandwagon-y thing too, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody was super, like North Jersey was super onto the Jets. At the beginning of the year until Rodgers got hurt. And then they fucking switched real fucking quick.
Dude, for me, it's been straight up like it's just it was not a choice. Like if you were gonna be a fan of sports, if you're gonna like football, you're gonna like the Giants. Period.
Yeah.
If you're gonna like baseball,
as it should be.
Football, I'd be a Giant fan. I don't care how they're doing. If I got back in football, I'd be a Giant fan. If you're going to like baseball, you're going to be a Yankees fan. And if you're going to like basketball, you're going to be a Knicks fan. And that was it. Yeah. Like there's never a choice.
I think that's how it should be, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
hey, Louis.
Should, like, as a, hold on, as a.
You don't have to say hold on when I shut up.
As a recent, not a recent, but like a transplant over from the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm originally from Seattle, right? So I love the Seahawks.
Okay.
There's no way I will never root for any fucking Philly team. And I'm in South Jersey.
You never have to worry about pulling for the Supersonics again.
Fuck you, Paul. And he took his fucking headphones off, that asshole. That is so disrespectful. But as a kid, I did grow up as a Flyers fan. My dad loved the Broad Street Bullies.
Okay.
Way back in the day, even though we were in Seattle, we loved that shit, right? So that aligned. But baseball becomes weird. Like, I love the Mariners. They're my number one team.
Mariners fan.
100%, right? But I've also lived in this area for so long. Hold on. That's my
also.
I do, because they're a National League team. The Mariners are American League. You don't think that counts?
No. I see same thing.
Yeah.
For growing up, it was you root for these teams and you hate everybody else.
Hey, speaking of hating everybody else, Lou, if you had to choose
fishing,
if you had to choose,
I'm logging.
Shut up. If you had to choose one person to take out on your boat for a 2-day fishing trip, and the two choices were Alex or me, who do you choose?
Ooh, well, it's got to be you now. Oh, you're back.
I'm back.
How many
Who
days
do you
I have?
choose?
2 days.
You have 2 days. You got to choose Alex or me.
I think my answer is going to be Alex. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
All right.
I'll tell you why. It will be on a condition that we go up to somewhere good because you won't drive more than 30 fucking minutes away from your house. I will be the one to bring you to someplace good.
Take his ass to Champlain or Oneida.
Places. Like, it's not like I'll be showing you much. So, yeah.
All right.
See, he's scared to take me fishing because he thinks I'll learn all his spots and then go beat him in a kayak.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it.
You don't want my spots.
All right, Louis.
Actually, on Norman, I do. I need some spots on Norman.
He does have some spots.
We'll see if they have fish on them.
All right, Luigi, we're about ready to hit the most controversial portion of the show. But before we get there, I want to give you a shout, a chance. Man, I'm fucking drunk. I want to give you a shot to shout out whatever sponsor you'd like at this point.
No, I don't have anybody to shout out other than Biz and my family for always being there to support me. That's it.
Biz Bates. Biz Bates.
Your mom.
When he says Biz, he means
Love it.
Biz Bates and his mama. We've already heard both of them today, so that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And Pops, of course, and Pops. The whole
And
crew.
Pops.
All right, well, we're going to get to the most important portion of the show.
It's time.
Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes what?
All right, here's
Why do we have somebody shooting a pew-pew on a fishing podcast?
Yeah, because this is the shotgun round. We're going to ask you a set of rapid-fire questions.
Yes.
Here's what we want from you, your initial answer. We don't need an explanation unless we ask for it. We got to keep reiterating that because everybody's got to be like, well, maybe this or maybe that. Like, fuck that. We want right off the cuff.
I get it. Yep.
All right. Wacky or
This
Texas?
man has eaten a gallon of potato chips on this podcast tonight, too.
He's eaten so many potato chips.
They're tortilla chips, okay? I'm dialed in. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Wacky or Texas?
Wacky.
Mom, man. Are you gonna weight that wacky or no?
No.
All right. That's the wrong answer for me, but okay. Crocs or flops?
Flops. Every time.
Ew. All right. Well, we're done with this interview. No. On your way to the lake or wherever you're fishing, is it hype music or is it slow jams?
Hype.
And what does that mean for you? What is hype music for you?
Depends.
No, we didn't fucking ask that, right?
We
said,
look, we didn't ask you what kind of diaper you want to wear when you can't hold your flatulence and pee in. We don't need. We ain't need talking about adult diapers. What the hell's hype music?
2010s rap, but
Okay.
before 2015.
Okay. So 20.
We can take that.
2014.
Drake,
The last.
Kanye, Lil Wayne.
Okay, the last guy that we had on from your neck of the woods, Tyler Ward. Do you know Tyler Ward?
Done.
Yeah, but I thought you were talking about Jersey. I was like,
No. Your neck of the woods in Charlotte. Tyler Ward said hype music, and we asked him the same question. What is hype music to you? And he said Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and fucking Dunn.
Girls don't cry. That's amazing.
Oh, that was so
That's
good.
amazing. At least give me like Luke Combs or something. Alan Jackson even.
Colt Ford. Some Colt Ford.
Christ.
All right. In a 5-hour session of fishing, would you rather catch 5 2-pounders or 1 8-pounder?
Only because I've never caught an 8-pounder.
What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
7-1.
What, dude?
Ooh,
bring your ass down here where we are. We can catch 2 or 3 of those in a day.
Listen, we're gonna talk. You can come to me in Jersey, and we're actually gonna beat that.
Oh.
I got bigger than that in Jersey. Wait,
bigger than 7-pounder?
Oh shit! No, I'm at 6'14". Shit, my bad. Never mind.
My biggest out of Jersey was 6.5.
I got 6'14". Rising Sun. Yeah.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Which one? Rising Sun.
Yeah, Rising Sun. It had what's his name from that movie? Hold on, y'all keep on. Let me find it because I can't remember, but it was a good movie.
No, I want to go back to bad movies. I just recently watched Escape from L.A.
Ooh, Kurt Douglas, or no, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. It is a phenomenally Jesus. It's a really bad good movie. You guys should check that out. Yeah.
Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery, Rising Sun, a movie from the 90s. It was a really good movie.
It's a good one. We got to get better with those. I feel like Paul. Because after the Nate P one, like he dropped a lot of RoboCop knowledge on us. You weren't there, and I failed at it. So,
all right, back to the second round.
Yeah. Do you eat largemouth bass?
Never.
You've
never eaten one.
Never, and I won't.
Why? What? You won't?
Mm-mm.
Why?
He is my equal.
Oh, he is my equal.
Well, when you come down here, we catch an 8-pounder. We're gonna fillet that bitch up. That's all I'm saying. I don't keep fish under 6 pounds. I keep 6 to 8 pounders, best fillets. And when their eggs, you take and deep fry their egg sacs. Oh my God, that shit melts in your mouth.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Fuck no.
He's still holding Jersey blind there. I get it.
Hey, have y'all seen the guy on TikTok or Instagram that goes to all these Italian restaurants in Italy and puts like ketchup and shit on his stuff, and the people in the restaurant get really pissed off and get mad at him?
I'd be one of them.
Listen, just so you know, Barstool approved a fucking Hawaiian pizza as good. They got an 8.4, just so we're clear.
Can't do it.
You're gonna spend more on a rod or a reel?
Ooh, that's a great question. Real, obviously.
That's the right answer.
Because he's buying $50 fucking Cast King rod or whatever the fuck it was from Walmart, and he's buying the now $60 Black Max.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. This is I think we've gone through all of them, and this is the one. This is the question that's gonna either raise you to the levels.
Nope.
What are we
missing? One. You've been down in the South long enough. You were in college. Mm-hmm. Have you ever eaten beaver?
It's getting there.
Like real beaver?
Yeah, dude. Have you ever
eaten kind of beaver is there?
No.
You've never eaten beaver? How old are you?
I'm confused.
What do you mean?
I don't understand. All these questions we ask you, you're confused on the eating beaver part.
I don't understand. You have eaten beaver?
Yeah.
How did you prepare it?
Wasn't prepared by me.
What I mean, what does that mean? The beaver prepared itself?
Did Michael prepare it?
Possibly.
Michael.
It's a partnership secret.
So Michael cooked it or warmed it up for you before you ate it?
I mean, say.
Okay.
Well, when you come down here, we're gonna catch 8-pounders and eat beaver.
All right, I'll work.
I'll make sure there's a couple in Sharon Harris. We'll go find them. We'll barbecue them up.
Oh, there's a lot in Sharon Harris.
I don't think I want Sharon Harris beaver.
I don't know, man. There's some good-looking beaver at Sharon Harris now.
I mean, they're good. They're just stout. You'll be all right, though.
Stout. Stout's the wrong word.
What do you mean? We're talking about beaver.
Yeah, stout still don't check out.
No. Everybody loves a good stout, wet beaver.
See, you're losing.
Well, I mean, it depends on the sauce you put on it, though. It can be too wet. Just need the right amount of sauce to make it moist enough that it's not
exactly
soaking wet.
Right.
Yeah. You want to. I mean, you don't want a dry beaver. You just want a moist.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Like a good tres leche.
A good who?
100% tres
leche.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? Is that some kind of weird ass New Jersey pizza or something?
Mexican cake.
All right. On that note, the most important question out of this whole thing is either gonna elevate you to the highest levels, become a serious angler, or gonna sink you to the darkest levels, to the dark waters. Every great angler loves a sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Proteins?
Correct.
Okay. So does peanut butter count?
100% it does.
All right, good. Peanut butter.
Yep.
I gotta honor my people and say chicken cutlet.
Fucking
Hey-o.
100%. That's the first time it's been called out too. Good
I'm
deal.
pretty sure that's the first one. Chicken cutlet.
Yep.
And I gotta continue to honor my people. Pork roll.
Motherfucker.
Hey-o.
Yes.
Is it
sir.
pork roll or Taylor ham?
It's pork roll.
Yes, he is 100% correct. Taylor Ham, I would have kicked you off the show instantly. You would have been fucking done.
It's the same fucking thing, but anyway, it's delicious.
Fuck you, Paul. You're not part of this fucking rivalry.
I am, motherfucker. I've probably eaten more pork roll than you have.
Not absolutely fucking not. I've eaten pork roll fucking the last 5 days. I've eaten fucking pork roll.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Yes.
But hold up, Louis, you can find pork roll down here.
I know, but going and getting it at Pat's Deli ain't the same as me making it myself.
It's not the same when I run to the Italian deli next to my house 2 blocks away. They're fucking great.
Pat does it better.
Yes.
Well, hey, I'll tell you this, Louis, when you do come fish with me, I make my own homemade bacon. I'll give you some of the most delicious bacon you ever ate.
Better not come from Beaver.
No.
Nope.
It
we'll have bacon. We'll have bacon and we'll have boiled peanuts.
I've had me a boiled peanut before.
No.
Well, I cook about 150 pounds of boiled peanuts a year, so I got plenty.
Shit.
He cranks out a bunch. Hey, real quick before we end though, is there a Central Jersey?
Yes. I'm from it.
Are you?
Don't go anywhere, Louis.